Hi everyone, I'm Andre, and welcome back to the Ghostfly Podcast, the podcast that brings you stories from actual paranormal activities from people who experienced them. Also, my ghost stories from a place that I lived in called The House. You're not going to want to miss this.
It knew I was there, and it was making contact, dude, and it was just watching me sleep, and that's kind of jacked up because, I don't mind ghosts. If something happens, man, I want to be awake. I like that part. But when I'm asleep, I feel vulnerable. I don't like that part. Hey, everyone. How you doing? I'm Andre, and welcome to the Ghostfly Podcast. So let me tell you what happened to me, all right? And this is going to be crazy. You guys are going to like this episode. Pretty much things started happening to me when I was asleep. I noticed that I was asleep, and every time I slept, I felt like maybe something like was crawling at the end of the bed, because I'm a back sleeper. I sleep on my back. That's at least that's how I start out. I sleep on my back, and then maybe through the night I'll turn to my side, but predominantly I'm on my back. And I noticed that like at the edge of the bed, it feels like something's trying to get on the bed, like in between my legs, but at the end of the bed, something's trying to get on the bed, or is making little indentations at the foot of the bed. Almost like what I can say is like, it's like a little cat at the end of the bed, and it's just like walking around and probably going in circles or something, looking for a place to sleep, whatever, trying to get comfortable. Yeah, something like that. But I noticed that it kept doing that. And okay, so put it this way. The first time that it did happen, I wasn't all the way asleep, and I was not quite in that twilight. I was like in between awake and the twilight, and then you're asleep, in between. So I wasn't quite there yet, and I felt like somebody was trying to get on the bed. So I kind of like just moved my feet, and I looked down, and there was nothing there. And I was thinking, well, it could have been my imagination, or it could have been like when the kids walked by and it was like a delayed reaction. I don't know. But that right there kept going on for probably a half a week. I say about a half a week. I noticed that at the edge of the bed, something's always moving. And I look at my wife right next to me, and she's like dead asleep, so it wasn't her. But it kept waking me up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't get any sleep. I didn't want to tell her, but I couldn't get any sleep. And I kept like waking up. Every time I just about to go to sleep, I feel like something's at the edge of the bed, and it's messing with me. It's not letting me sleep. And I look up, nothing's there. I remember, as a matter of fact, I remember one time I was taking a nap. It was daytime. The funny thing is, a lot of the activity happens during the summertime when it's hot, because I don't really remember it happening like in the wintertime or a cold season. I don't know if the heat or the summer activate things, but that's one thing I did notice. But anyways, so I was taking a nap. It was summertime. I was taking a nap, and for some reason I remember I laid on my stomach. Yeah, it was daytime. I laid on my stomach, and just about to go to sleep, and I felt like this is like a hard one. This is a hard one. It was like, it felt like somebody put a knee in between my legs, and it was real heavy. And in my mind, I was expecting like my wife to get on the bed, and she put a knee in between my legs, and then kind of just rolled over on her side, and was gonna lay next to me. So almost the knee, side, and we're out. But whatever that was, it stayed there. And I remember it was really heavy at that time. And I turned around, and nothing was there. Nothing was there, but I still felt like the indentation or the pressure on the bed of that knee being there, and it slowly went away. Right in front of me, slowly went away. And it kind of bugged me for a while. I didn't know what it was, but it kind of bugged me for a while. And it kept going every day, every night, or day when I try to take a nap. But every night when I go to sleep, it wakes me up. And I don't know what it is. It's there moving at the edge of the bed. And I'm not telling my wife because I don't want her to freak out. I remember one night, one yeah, one night I woke up. I was on my back. I woke up because it was kind of shaking the bed, and I thought my wife was stirring. And I looked down, and the bed's like shaking just a little bit, but it's at the foot of the bed. And let me tell you, I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to go lay in the living room or in the family room because I needed sleep. This is going on for weeks, and I needed sleep. I was getting tired, very tired. So, but I didn't want to leave my wife in there with whatever that is, whatever's shaking the bed. So I told my wife. Finally, I told my wife, and she said that, well, maybe you should do something about it. Maybe you should, excuse me, try to record it or something. Try to record it or something, or do something. And I told her, you know what? I think we have some of that Love My Carpet. You know what Love My Carpet is, right? That stuff you put on the carpet, let it sit there for a while, and then you vacuum it up. But it leaves that powdery substance on the top of the carpet. I remember we had some of that. So one night, I put that stuff on the side to the foot of the bed, on the other side, my side of the bed, and I made sure there was a lot. So if something was gonna mess with my feet that night, at least there'd be indentations. And on top of that, check this out, you guys are gonna like this. On top of that, I put a fire extinguisher next to the bed. So if I felt something, the pin was already pulled. If I felt something, I was gonna spray that sucker, and then whatever it is at the foot of the bed, it was gonna, that mist or whatever, it was gonna show it, right? So I was gonna nail that sucker. And well, nothing happened that night. I remember going to sleep, just waiting. I was kind of anticipating on it to happen, and nothing happened. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I put the fire extinguisher up and cleaned up the Love My Carpet. And after I did that, I remember that night, I was thinking, okay, it must have went away. It had to go away because why every night it was doing that, and then that particular night it was gone. Nothing happened. So I remember we cleaned up the Love My Carpet. I put the fire extinguisher away, and like I said, I sleep on my back, so I'm knocked out. And I'm just about to go in that twilight, and somehow the room got real heavy, like real heavy, almost like a dream state, like real thick. I remember I'm sleeping on my back, and I open my eyes, and I'm looking up, and it's like mono, like real thick, like mono, stereo's clear, mono's like squished in. And it was thick like butter, like clear butter. You could put your hand right through it, like clear butter. And I'm looking up, and I'm like, damn, dude, I feel something at the edge of the bed, like a presence at the edge of the bed. And slowly, I looked up, just like that. I looked up at the foot of the bed, and I saw an old man standing there, an old man. And I remember looking at it, and it was dressed in like, that salt shaker, that container that is I think it's dark blue, and it has that little girl in a rain suit, that yellow rain suit. Well, he was wearing like that rain suit, and he was a short dude, probably about like 4 feet, just a short dude, but like kind of stumpy, whatever. But he was kind of stumpy, and I remember he's just standing there at the foot of the bed, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and then like in the movies, how like in the movies it seemed like, it's a few minutes going by, but I'm pretty sure it was like everything was like snap, everything that happened was snap, but time was moving slow to me. And I remember looking at it, it's looking at me, and for some reason I had in my mind, I was seeing a little girl in that rain suit, but my eyes are seeing that old man in that rain suit. So in my head, I'm having a battle in between what I see and what I think I see, and it's going back and forth. And while I'm looking at this old man, it was kind of switching, like switching back and forth to a little girl, like morphing back and forth to a little girl, almost like 2 rolls of film, and they're on top of each other, and you can see two images just like that. So it's like the old man, the little girl, in the same same height and everything, same rain gear, just standing there just like that, and you can see both of them. Anyway, I grabbed the pillow, and I threw it, and when I threw that pillow and it hit that image of whatever it was, it just went poof, like it disappeared on me, and I don't know what it was. Like I said, everything was like mono. Everything's like mono, and then it went stereo. As soon as the pillow hit, it went through it and hit the wall. Everything sped back up. There's no more slow motion. I noticed that, and my wife woke up by me yelling and that pillow hitting whatever's on the other side of the room. I just remember that, like, I saw a little girl and I seen an old man at the same time. Two images, and that little girl, she's gonna make she's gonna play a significant role in like other episodes, because now people are starting to see that little girl run around here. People's gonna see that little girl like move in and whatever. I can't tell you what's going on, but anyways, that little girl's gonna play a significant role in what's going on in the house. It was a scary sight. I wanted to get my wife and go into the family room and sleep in there, but whatever it was in our room, and it looked right at me. I mean, like, we were making eye contact at each other, and we're looking right at each other, and it knew my presence. I saw it, so we're looking at each other and we're going back and forth, and everything was in slow motion. But of course, it was slow motion because it's not like in the movies. Everything's like taking minutes and stuff to happen. This thing like happened within split seconds, but to me it was slow motion, and it was a scary sight, man. Kind of freaked me out for a few days. I remember, like, just a few days I couldn't even sleep, thinking. I kept opening my eyes, and I kept opening my eyes and wondering, is it gonna come back? Is it still standing there? I told my wife about it, what happened, and I told her about the old man. I'm seeing the old man. Oh, there's an old man standing there. The old man was standing right there. But for some reason, I didn't tell her about that little girl. Why didn't I tell her about that little girl? It was almost like my brain or whatever was blocking me from telling her about seeing that little girl, even though my mind saw the little girl and my eyes saw the old man, and then I seen the little girl like look around, like double vision, look around the old man, just like that. I mean, like one person, but two people, they split up. So she went like this, like either ducking or looking around the pillow to look at me, but it knew I was there. It was looking right at me. It knew I was there, and it was making contact, dude. And it was just watching me sleep, and that's kind of jacked up, because I mean, I don't mind ghosts. If something happens, man, I want to be awake. I like that part. But when I'm asleep, I feel vulnerable. I don't like that part. So waking up to this thing right here, looking at the end of my bed, and it's looking at me is not a cool thing. And it kind of got me upset, but later on, I understood what that was all about. I understood that I think it just wanted to be known, but it was scared. The little girl was scared. I think she just wanted to be known. I think she wanted to make like some kind of contact, but maybe freaked around a little bit if there was a little girl there. But shoot, it freaked me out when I saw an old man there, so it doesn't matter. All right. Well, anyway, that's my story. Yeah, that's my story. Anyways, thank you for listening to the Ghostfly podcast. You guys stick around for more episodes. I have a lot of stories to tell. A lot more. I mean, we're barely scratching the surface, all right, of this house. That house is still there. Every so often, I mean, I got family still living on that block, so we drive by it, and every time we drive by the house, okay, the family's talking, but then when we drive by that house, it's like we all get real quiet and we look at the house. Like, I don't know what everybody's thinking, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Like, we're expecting to see like a ghost looking at us through the window. There's people living there, but something keeps drawing us around that house to see from a distance if there's a ghost looking at us, making a connection or something. I don't know. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. The house is a trip. It's very active. I don't know if it's active right now, but it was active with our family. Okay, so all All right. Thank you for listening to the Ghostfly podcast, and you guys come back. All right. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.